Have I burned out? That's the question I'm asking myself here as your planetary defense commander in 2020 at the Chiron goes station phase, which is always a little bit weird. Last year, planets looked kind of like that. Wait, like that? And in this year, the planets look like this. So you get like Eris and Uranus up here, Ceres, Venus and Mars over here, Earth, Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto. And I was like, why can't Pluto be cooler? Have I burned out after 7 years as your planetary defense commander and after 8 years of doing Thor news? Am I getting promoted, demoted, fired, or killed? What is the dealio? Because we are a week away from Leo season. At this point, I don't really feel like I have to put sugar in the spoon. I can just call it as it's going to be. And that's how it is. And however we respond to it, that is not really up to me. But Leo season is fire season in the summer. And Leo season starts on the 23rd, a week away. And so all the heat-related things like volcanoes, wildfires, possibly earthquakes, will lighten up in a week. And so as challenging as 2021 has been, and it has been very challenging, the level of the challenges is going to go up a notch in 1 week. And soon after that, hurricane season will probably be super crazy. And I'm not the only one feeling the weight of the world on my shoulders this evening. Oh no, it's brutal out here. Love and War by Moonlight. Hashtag space. Hashtag NASA. I've been so unlucky, happy, and uninspired by the romance situation for myself lately. I haven't even gone out to look at Venus and Mars the last few nights. But they have been beautiful, and you had to know the energy was going to be super powerful and super weird. You know, you have Venus and Mars. Okay. Mike Judge is 58. Matthew McConaughey is 51. And I'm 49. We're all Texans. And as your planetary defense commander, you know, every year talking about things like teamwork and supply chains and infrastructure and power grids and volcanoes and earthquakes and now pandemics and dragons in the ocean. And so usually the pattern that they get in the Pacific eventually at some point shifts over to the Atlantic. And so we get a good view of what kind of shit we could get coming our way based off of what happens over here. And so now the boss fight for the peak season of when the ocean goes crazy kind of starts to attack land. We're getting clues as to what we might face. And so the time period is starting to approach. And so our first look at what we may or may not see is very interesting. But this isn't the first time it showed something like this. It showed something like this in 2019. So I'm just saying, yo, dude, I've been doing this for like 8 years. And knowing that we're headed back into a large, oh my God, we're going to have problems with the pandemic, which goes on, you know, it goes on for like 3 years. If you've studied any of the plagues that happened like 100 years ago or 500 years ago or 700 years ago, they always last about 3 years. And nobody likes them when they happen, man. Nobody likes them. Nobody's like, yay, pandemic. They drive everybody crazy and they kill a lot of people. And so last winter wasn't fun at all during the pandemic for me as your planetary defense commander, just trying to talk about it and give people clear guidance. And so we aren't even into the winter, and I can already tell you, it's not a lot of fun, because whether or not you get vaccinated is your personal American choice. And so at this point, no one can force anybody to get vaccinated or not get vaccinated. So Everybody's kind of made their choice now that we've been through it for like a year and a half. And however we deal it over the next super crazy part of 6-7 months, we've all made our choices, so we should all be figuring out how to get through it the best, because it's not just going to disappear. Like last year at this time, a lot of people were saying, hey, it's just going to disappear, or it's not there, it's a hoax. Well, we know that it's not A, just going to disappear this year, B, it's not a hoax. I got it, and I think I have partial long COVID. I don't want to say that, because then some women be like, I don't want to date him. He might die. He got long COVID. I don't want him to have my babies. He's got long, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, everything is just so super duper fucked up all the fucking time, man. As your planetary defense commander, just working, like, things are crazy, bro. And China's like, hey, how about this? We're going to get in on the national carbon trading scheme, says their state media. I'm like, okay, I don't think a carbon tax is going to help anybody. Because it's like they call it climate change, but it's planet change, man. The whole planet is changing. I think we have to have a larger scope than just like one thing, than just carbon. Like, there's so many things we have to do to adapt, but it's like we can't do shit about anything until we unite. So it's like now it's like unity or bust, or that's what it feels like in the middle of my burnout. And call me dumb, but I'm still bewildered that Russia and China and the USA can't get along on basic fundamental terms at this point. Like, in just capitalism, socialism, communism, all the isms, like everybody's fighting with everybody about everything all the time. I opened a rare beer by myself, although I'm drinking it here with you now because I'm burned out. I was going to go live, and then I was like, I don't feel physically attractive enough to go live. And I used to not care about that. But somehow somebody made me self-conscious that I'm not that attractive. I know you don't want to hear about it, but this is shit that I talk about when I'm burned out, about to take a sip of beer. Here we go. Animal Light one. All right. Yeah, we got the Leo. We got a full moon to kick off Leo season. And the volcanoes and the fires are going to be nuts. So it's the kind of thing, I just wonder, should I pull back from being planetary defense commander and just worry about Texas? I mean, I'd still do Thor News, but like, if we're just going to throw in the damn towel and be like, no, we're never going to improve at anything, and we're never going to work together as Americans, and we're just going to argue about fucking everything until we totally fail and the wheels come off the bus. It's a very Chiron station moment for me. Chiron, it's like a planet asteroid. It was the healer, supposedly, like the paladin. Although they say he was ugly like Quasimodo. I don't know what that has to do with shit, but it does. But like Jupiter's going to retrograde from Pisces back into Aquarius. And so, yeah, you can expect rolling weird lockdowns or shutdowns or turnoffs. Definitely within 2 weeks. Here in the USA. Remember, I'm not calling any shots globally or in the United States or even in fucking Texas. I'm just telling you what's about to fucking happen, And I just listened to Olivia Rodrigo's full album for the first time. And she cusses a lot. So I'm now blaming my cussing on her. That's hilarious. Like, everything's coming off at the hinges. And I caught myself laughing all day. Probably proof I'm sort of losing my mind, or I'm just really burned out. I'm not making excuses, but what if comic books gave me false expectations growing up? I never really get to punch anybody. And I haven't gotten to kiss a woman that looked like she walked straight out of a comic book since last Thanksgiving. It feels like a really long time. Oh, hey, Bloomberg says the future of space is much, much bigger than Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, or Elon Musk. I'm like, what? No, really? That's crazy news. You think they'll make like a Mount Rushmore? Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I had to put more duns in there because I didn't want to get hit with a copyright strike. I don't know, we lost like over 1,000 people. At least they're missing in Belgium and Germany. And then a month ago, we lost like 800 people in Canada to heat. And I would, like the numbers of people we're losing, it was like last year was up 5% over the year before that. So as Planetary Defense Commander, the numbers don't look great on paper. And we're definitely watching out for super weird, crazy shit around the 20th, 19th, and today and yesterday or tomorrow. A surge of monsoonal moisture is increasingly likely to rotate over the region Sunday into Monday, which could lead to elevated convection and potentially dry thunderstorms, causing fires with lightning. Well, yeah, we'll continue to monitor the dry lightning incident, which could be approaching fast in the future. So I'm doing my best to stay cool at all times because I feel like we're all soldiers now and on duty. A large part of our job is just to stay cool and not to freak out on other people. If you gotta freak out, try to do it calmly, coolly, by yourself, in a safe spot. Yeah, it feels very evolution versus extinction, revolution versus evolution, and sink or swim right now. I'm hanging in there, you're hanging in there, but we got a week until the game levels up with or without us. And so I just hope we're all ready. I was hoping we would do great and start to have fun this summer. That did not happen. And so I'm going to try and keep the same optimism that we'll do better. And we can start to have fun next spring. As Planetary Defense Commander, that's tinily depressing, you know? Often I get people who are like, look, dude, let me tell you exactly how everything is. I'm like, well, how about this? How about you start a YouTube channel? You put all your information in your videos. And then, if somehow you catch my interest, I'll watch your video. But I don't spend a lot of time watching other people's videos. Like I like learning stuff from other people. But when people talk to me, like I don't know anything. I just want to let you know, I know stuff, dude. Like I knew we were going to see super duper really bad floods starting in the middle of May through July 28th because Jupiter and Neptune were in Pisces. But me being able to put out that information, I don't know how much it helped because it's still horrifying to watch as it's happening in real time. This is the Netherlands. Yeah, everybody should calm down and work together. But how dumb would I have to be to think that's going to happen like tomorrow or even next week? So, am I burned out? There have been 1,500 cases of road rage this year in Houston. This is not Houston. This is a bridge that runs over a portion of Interstate 16 in Georgia. Will have to be demolished in order to reopen the major roadway after a large dump trailer slammed into it overnight. And so, road fatalities are up 25% in the United States of America. I was talked about, if I ran for president, first thing I'd ask everybody is to drive better. As your president, I'm going to ask every American to drive smarter, cooler, keep your hands on the wheel. And if you're like a passenger riding with the driver, please try not to distract them or take their eyes off the road. And technically, if you're in the front seat next to the driver, it is your responsibility to help watch out for crazy shit that might come flying or be happening or in a wreck or you might see ahead of time. Whatever. Anyway, probably never run for president. Anywho, I'm definitely going to keep working as Planetary Defense Commander through July. But what if I am burned out? So even though I'm working, I'm nowhere near as effective as it was before. Just like everybody else, just arguing about vaccines, abortions, and climate change. And arguing about stuff seems like a total fucking waste of time right now. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinions. Heck, you're even allowed to believe whatever you want to believe about God and what happens after we die. And how much God does or doesn't weight each sin. Or if all sins are equal. There are a bunch of unanswered questions that humans never answered in 10,000, 30,000 years before us. Or the 100 or the 1,000. Remember, we were pretty much savages up until the 1900s, bro. Yeah. But my insanity and my heroic spirit will probably keep me on board. But am I going to get promoted, demoted, fired, killed, or the same old shit We'll see, I guess. But a lot of people are talking about extinction level threats. This is he's talking about Silicon Valley, presenting the existential extinction level threats. And so, yeah, strange days indeed, my friends. And so, what if I burn down? So yeah, they say act locally, and think globally. Well, locally, we've had like a tragedy at Margaritaville with scooter bandits, 1,500 road rage cases in Houston so far this year, and then washout potential. So, this guy accused of killing his wife and injuring his child, screaming at a judge. So, like, half the battle is keeping your cool, I think, as much as possible, or all the time, but that sounds impossible these days. It seems a lot easier to be like, oh my God, it's all hopeless. We're doomed. Civilization's going to end. We will totally fail. But I guess that's why I like taking the hard path. And we're like, nope, somehow we're going to pull it out like we have every time throughout history that we faced super major challenges. But do I have the chutzpah in me to call the play-by-plays for y'all the entire time? I don't know. We'll see. Now, won't we? I do appreciate the fact that I get to make videos for y'all about whatever I want, whenever I want, all the time. I do absolutely love this job, especially with everything going on in the world. So I'm going to take another sip of beer. Yeah. All right. And so, yeah, the rest of 2021, we are definitely staying on full, total, absolute red high alert. And so, we may have a super crazy, busy hurricane season from August, the month that comes after that, which I believe is September, and then October. And we know that the fire season is going to be crazy. And 2021, absolutely, without a doubt, has been a volcano advent calendar where every single month a new volcano takes center stage in the Miss Universe pageant of Earth volcanoes. So we've already had several in July. So who will it be in August? Which volcano will give the lion's roar? ? Boston had its first dry day of July 2021. See, we're going through like Earth changes. All the planets are changing. The whole moon wobble. So even if you quote unquote fix the carbon problem, you still got a whole other, what about the trash problem? There's so many problems. And so it would see, we're going to need unity to deal with all the problems of the 21st century. So it's like unity or bust, extinction or evolution. Stay tuned. And, at the point, I don't think there's any hope. I mean, I would stop being your planetary defense commander because it takes hope to do this. Or it takes belief that we will have better days ahead of us, and civilization is not going to collapse anytime soon, especially hopefully not on my watch. But today I definitely feel a little burned out. But please know that I've been going hard since 2017, even way before that. I would say 2013. Like I made 1,000 videos in 2020. I do what I can to keep you guys posted. It's not like I'm throwing out fluff up here. Where like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right. This is my Chiron station video. I appreciate you listening and caring and being cool and being here with me through all of this. But hey, it's Asteroid Fight Club, and we're doing what we can to keep it together. So please stay cool, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Okie dokie. God bless everyone.